Fit India series on Ace the Sales podcast. Join your host Roshni Baronia as she goes behind the scenes on what sells and how to sell in the fitness and wellness industry. Listen in to learn and leap ahead in your business.
Hey there, thank you so much for joining me and my guest Swati Kulkarni today for this episode. Swati is the co founder and CEO of Elda Health, which is a holistic midlife and menopause healthcare platform. With her, I will be deep diving into the nuances of building a health and wellness business that is focused primarily on women. But before I do that, just a quick reminder for you to follow Is the Sales podcast on whatever platform you are catching it, because when you do that, it helps this podcast reach many more women entrepreneurs just like yourself. So do some good karma today. And now let's bring Swati onto the mic. Hello, Swati. Welcome to Is the Sales podcast. How are you feeling today?
Very well, Roshni, and thank you so much for hosting me. I am very excited about our conversation that's going to come along. And yeah, excellent work, I must say.
Oh, thank you so much. Excellent work from your side, of course. And I would love to know, and our listeners would love to know about Elta Health, what it does. And yeah, please do share.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for talking about, we were just having this conversation around women empowerment and how you also
Yeah,
run businesses focused on women in the past.
yeah.
So I'm doing nothing different from what you have done for years. But I would like to say that if you look at the world population, half of it is actually women.
Yeah.
And if you look at who runs most of the population, both at work as well as at home, women are central to every organization and they're also central to homes. I think that's when we
Yes.
decided that we should do something, in an aspect that's very central to our lives itself. So if our health is good, you can do well at work, you can be a better mother, daughter, or whatever, wife, whatever role you're
Yes.
playing. You can also be a better CEO, you can be a better reportee, right? So we said, let's
Yes.
look at what the fundamentals are. And the fundamentals are, am I physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually content? So it's very important to have that
True.
holistic health.
True.
Now, telling you a little bit about Elda Health, we started around 3.5, 4 years ago. It just started like as a group of WhatsApp group of women, and our
Oh.
focus primarily was midlife and menopause. So women over the age of 35, me included.
Hmm.
We realized that people celebrate pregnancy. We also celebrate when our daughters hit puberty, but we don't celebrate the non-reproductive years of women. When you're 40
Okay.
plus, and then there are so many physical as well as emotional issues that come along. Most women endure it silently, in their homes. So we said, let's change that conversation. Also, women like us who are now quite independent, we want to be healthy and running around even in our 80s and 90s. So we have to take care of our health in our 40s and 50s. And that's where we decided
Yes.
we'll start a company focused on menopause. I have two
Wow.
other co founders with me, one of who is a very senior gynecologist and menopause specialist, and my second
Hmm.
co founder who's a very senior engineering leader from Flipkart and Zyngas of the world.
Hmm.
So all
Okay.
three of us got together and said, let's make a difference in the woman's life.
Wow. So everyone bringing in the complementary skills to
Absolutely.
the table. Wow, beautiful. And I love the way you have defined holistic well-being for a woman, especially mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. And and yeah, that is very important. But I'm curious to know that in a WhatsApp group conversation, how did this entire conversation around menopause come up? Considering, of course, it was a group for women above 35, but how was menopause so central to all the conversation?
Yeah. So I think menopause took birth before the WhatsApp group was created.
Acha, okay.
I must say that both my co-founder and I are perimenopausal women. So we said, यार हमारे problems भी solve हो जाएंगे और बाकी जो
True.
150 million women हैं in the country उनके problems भी साथ
Yeah.
साथ में solve हो जाएंगे.
I think that's the genesis of most of the businesses from the personal experience,
We
and
will
then
solve
it
for your
becomes a
problem.
solution for all.
Absolutely. So I think that's where we
Awesome.
started. When we created that
Okay.
group, we knew we are going to talk about, perimenopause and menopause unabashedly. We'll have a conversation about it. We'll tell their male counterparts also to participate, in the conversation. So the WhatsApp group was created just as an idea. We never thought we were
Okay.
going to build a company around it. Then,
Okay.
when we started actually listening to the women who were on that group. And at that time we had around 200 women in the group, I think 200, 250. And we also had connected to around 100 specialists, doctors, yoga
Wow.
therapists, psychologists, and so on, and wanted to understand that how do people solve for menopause. Then we realized, yeah, the ladies don't know that they're going through menopause. They know that they are not able to, get up. They're putting on a lot of weight. They're having hot flashes. Psychologically, they're having mood swings. They're having other, sensitive and intimate issues like sexual health concerns and so on. So they aren't able to discuss with others because they have not understood कि हम menopause आने वाला है.
आने वाला है.
Then the doctors, when we spoke to the gynecologist said, most of them said, "Ki we never we were never taught about menopause during our MBBS and MD days. And because we didn't have many patients that we were treating, we don't know much about menopause." So coincidentally, we have only 1% of the gynecologists in the country who are also menopause specialists. So imagine the small number of doctors who are equipped to handle
Wow.
these problems. So that's
And considering that gynecologists are mostly women,
yeah.
I believe. Oh
Yeah.
my.
They are women, and like pregnancy, we have a choice. I can choose to get
Yeah.
pregnant or not. But I don't
Yeah.
have a choice to go through menopause. If I'm a woman, I will go
Yeah.
through menopause. And I think a
Yes.
bunch of these things really sort of shook us and said, what, we need to do something about it. And that something has to start from education. So that's when my co-founder, Dr. Ramaya, she of course did her menopause specialization. She's a part of the Indian Menopause Society and also associated to the International Menopause Society. But the entire conversation started there. And then when we started talking to people, we realized they all felt they were alone in this journey. Then we told folks that you're not alone. You're one in the 150 million women in the country who are going through this phase. So I think, Roshni, everything starts from just saying, what, I'm aware that there's an issue like this, and I'm not alone in this issue, and I want to make a change. I'm not going to endure this. I'm going to
Yeah.
enjoy this phase. You have a life
I,
expectancy of
I
90.
liked when you say that unabashedly
Mm.
you started the conversation around menopause,
Sure.
because I believe just the topic of menopause, of anything related to women health, has a certain level of stigma attached to it and lots of misconceptions, right? So how did you address or navigate the initial challenges, which was around
Yeah.
so much of stigma and misconceptions surrounding menopause and midlife health issues, especially for
Yeah.
women?
So, yes, there are people who are extremely unaware. And I mean, forget about menopause, even things like periods, people are very hush hush about it. But it was never a problem for me because I come from a family of doctors and my father is a retired army gynecologist. So these conversations about periods, about sex, about women's hygiene were coffee table conversations for us. So for me to speak about it or for Dr. Ramya to speak about it, we had no shame. And then you know what happens
Wow.
when you go into a setup where you speak about it very confidently and you share your issues, because we also have similar issues that other perimenopausal women and menopausal women are going through. Others also open up. So I think that definitely has been sort of a spectrum that we've looked at. The second thing is
Okay.
that there needs to be a lot of empathy, I think, in this situation, right? Because if people around you are saying, this is not true, it's just your mindset, like they would say, PMS is not real. So I think some of these things you just need people to be compassionate, and that's when you open up. So that's what we did. But I must say, Roshni, that when we started 3.5 years ago, or rather 4 years ago, people were so reluctant to talk about menopause. They kept telling us,
Yeah.
no, no, I'm not going through menopause. That's not where I am. My mother went through menopause when she was in her 60s. I'm just 48. I couldn't be getting menopause at all. But I think from there to now, in the last 3.5 years, we have women coming and telling us that I think I have symptoms and I know this is something related to menopause. So I think there's been a lot of awareness and
Yeah.
education also, that of course
Yeah.
Elda and a lot of other companies and individuals, I must say, have now started talking about menopause. So many celebrities have started talking about menopause. So a lot of education is happening there.
Yes. And this is what actually I really want to touch upon, because when you initially start out in your journey and your end user, or so to speak your end customer, has so much of reluctance towards whatever you are offering, then it becomes very difficult as a business owner, like to just stay in the game, continue doing what you do, and just follow through your purpose. Then how did you manage it all? What was going in your head as a business owner? What to do
Yeah.
next?
No, I think the gray hair definitely helped. And of course, having the co-founders who support you in your mission. This is more than just creating wealth for ourselves. This business was built to create a huge impact on people like
Yeah.
you and me and so many others. And it's not just menopause. I think
Yes.
so many other women's health issues are extremely sort of unrecognized in the world, right? Not much research is happening in the women's health space. Not much awareness initiatives there. So yes, I think initially it used to be very frustrating when we would tell the woman, take this program, it'll really help you. She'll have long conversations with us. She's almost convinced. Then she'll come back and say, my husband's saying that, I shouldn't be doing this. Then we would also go back to her and tell her that, what, don't worry about the expenses. You just do the program. But then she'll come back and say, no, my, mother-in-law says, ye ho jayega. It's okay. So it just feels very annoying. Like you're giving the
Yeah.
programs for free, you're providing them everything, but you can only take the horse to the water. You can't make him drink, right?
Yeah.
So I think that used to be very frustrating earlier, but we said, you know what, we're going to keep at it. Because I know personally that for me to get into a healthcare routine or a regime 10 years ago needed a lot of self motivation. The universe had to conspire to tell me that I'm supposed to do this.
Wow.
So I think the team has done a fantastic job in just be keeping at it, being very patient with our women. And now I feel we finally have word of mouth where, a woman comes to us, she sees a tremendous improvement, she's lost weight, she's looking energetic, she's feeling happier. Then her neighbors are asking her, how did this happen? So her neighbors are now coming to Elda.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the feeling that you don't know how good life is until you make your health better, right? Or you feel better. So you really
Super.
need to go through that exercise.
Super. So that ripple effect is created. So
Absolutely.
do share with us, like, what are the kind of programs you do under Elder Health? What does
Yeah.
it look like?
So, we are a holistic healthcare service for women, and I'll primarily talk about menopause as an offering that we do. We
Okay.
also provide other offerings across other spectrums of life, but menopause being our, it's sort of irony that I'm saying it, but it's our baby, because we started with it. Um, so, holistic services, which start with diagnostics, we typically take blood work.
Okay.
Then we have a menopause specialist who's a gynecologist who's done menopause specialization, who consults with the woman. And then she's set on a path with either medication plus lifestyle interventions or only lifestyle interventions based on what the lady's biomarkers sort of read. So the lifestyle interventions include yoga that is specifically for menopause, then nutrition that is sustainable. So I can't eat like a 20-year-old and lose weight and feel energetic because my
Yeah.
body is very different. So
Yeah.
a 40, 50-year-old needs to have very different food, which is sustainable. Then we have therapists, psychologists, as well as wellness coaches who help you go through the journey, who are always a part of your journey. Now, all this with the support of a very enhanced app. So we have
Okay.
around 85,000 menopausal women's data that helps feed or power our programmatic journeys. So the
Great.
app is your companion. If there is, we've got thousands of content which is relevant to your issues that you can, access at any point in time. And we've also improved operational efficiencies by ensuring that the coaches are mapped to you in such a way that you get mapped to the right coach. You can access the coach whenever you want to, and so on and so forth. So
Okay.
that's broadly how the services work.
Okay.
We also launched our nutraceutical suite of products recently. We realized 75% of our patients were asked to take some supplements. We said,
Okay.
why not ensure that we are giving the most natural ingredients and supplements to our women. So that's
Okay.
how we launched the 4 supplements based on the highest symptoms we saw in our menopausal women.
Okay. So that was like a branch out or a diversification of the entire
Yeah,
banner and the
I
brand.
would not say diversification. I'd just say we're making the offering more complete now.
Okay. Yes.
Where we say, hey, you know what? Like I spoke about health,
Yeah.
right? I said
We-
physical, mental, and spiritual. Health also includes what you eat, what you do
Yeah.
in terms of exercise,
Yeah.
your medication, and what you eat is split into the diet as well as some supplements that you need to take.
Okay, so
So yeah,
making it really comprehensive for
that's
the women.
that's
So, so I would really like to understand that when you have now arrived at a point where you are able to present a very comprehensive solution to your user and a customer, be it the service, be it the programs, the yoga, the nutrition, the supplements. What was the journey like? Like, how much time it took you to develop all of these things as a part of your offering?
Yeah. So for our programs, we took almost a year.
Okay.
We wanted to try that on a cohort of women.
Okay.
We first ran those programs on around 200 women, which included us also, because we also had some issues, that we were battling with. And then we wanted to see which set of programs or which set of interventions are actually leading to health outcomes. So today, we boast of 95.3% health outcomes, which means that if 100 women come in, 95.3 women are actually able to see tremendous improvement in their symptoms. So that I mean, the programs took around a year. The product also took a year. We worked with a very senior product researcher, and of course Dr. Ramaya, who's a senior menopause specialist. They got together to understand what is the formulation that we need, for these four issues that we are trying to tackle. So that took a year to create all of that, and now finally we are
Wow.
here 3.5 years later with a holistic solution.
Okay. And what time did you introduce this supplements into your
Early this year.
early
Early
this
this
year?
year is when we
Okay.
started. Yeah, we'd
Okay.
done some tests with a few set of women,
Hmm. Hmm.
and we actually launched it early this
Hmm.
year.
So in this entire journey of building of the programs and then the supplements, what role did customer feedback play in
A
shaping
huge,
your services?
huge role, a very, very
Yeah.
huge role. I see everything, whatever we do has to, all women every woman is different. So, your symptoms could be different, my symptoms could be different, my lifestyle could be different, and so would my family history be. But in every case, the services that are actually rendered, majority of them will give you an idea of what your NPS is. So as far as services are concerned and the programs are concerned, for us there are two metrics that we definitely look at. One is NPS, because that tells you
Okay.
how the quality of service is, and
Net promoter
Net
score.
Promoter Score.
Hmm.
Second is basically your health outcomes, which is called patient reported outcome measures. So the
Okay.
woman states her symptoms, and she basically ranks her symptoms in the beginning of the program and ranks her symptoms at the end of the program. And that's how we see a 95.3% improvement. Now, as far as the nutraceutical products is concerned, it's quite straightforward. Women who take our Balance Plus are seeing improvement in their hot flashes and, belly fat and so on. Women who are taking skin and hair are seeing better hair, better skin. Similarly, sleep care, they're able to go to sleep without any
Hmm.
disturbance.
Hmm.
UTI Protect, which helps with urinary infections.
Yes.
So, a
Yes.
lot of this innovation in programs as well as products is thanks to our customers. They have given us
Right.
feedback on what works, what doesn't work. And we still have customers who had joined our free program 3 years ago, who are with us. They've almost become like our employees. I must say, we also had a customer who joined us to work with us. So
Wow.
it's been an
Wow.
interesting journey so
Incredible.
far. Yeah.
That's a very good testimonial in
Yeah.
itself that they have joined the company as a team member. So
So
that says a
she
lot.
always tells our customers, they ask her, what is proof? What is the proof that this is going to work? And she says, I'm a 58-year-old woman. You can see me. I have come and joined their company. So obviously I'm feeling much better. So I
Yes,
think,
yes,
yeah, for sure. I
definitely.
think it really helps.
Super, super. So when you interact with the customers, like, is there a standard program that you have rolled out that every 1 month, 2 months you take this customer feedback, or it's like a campaign off
No,
and on
so
you run? Like,
actually,
how does the engagement happen?
every customer is mapped to a care manager, which means that the care manager is in touch with the customer, at a very sort of frequent frequency. Now, if there's
Okay.
anything that's wrong with the customer, the care manager knows even before the customer knows sometimes, because they
Oh,
sense the
really?
mood and so on, and they have a direct chat with the care managers. So we believe in constant feedback. Now the feedback comes via multiple channels. One, the app itself takes feedback, which is very discreet, so nobody knows what the customer has told. The customer can go and talk to the care manager also about it, and can also tell the doctor or the yoga trainer or the nutritionist how they're feeling. So we have every pulse of the woman that we take care of. And when the three of us designed the programs, we said it should feel like what would I do if it was my sister who's going through this program, right? And I must tell you, Roshni, all the products that we've launched, I have been on all the products myself. Of course, UTI Protect only when we need it, but especially Menopause Balance Plus and Menoshine, I've had a tremendous improvement in my PMS issues. So
Wow.
we wanted to first try it on ourselves for 3 months before we even launched it to the select set of women.
Superb, super. I love that. Thanks for sharing it. And now that you touched upon the app
Mm.
part, so can you share a little bit about how did you leverage
Mhm.
technology to enhance this entire user experience and delivery of these personalized healthcare solutions? Because I believe when you are having um, medicine, health as your strong suit, then how did you navigate technology? Did it come easily to you? How did you adopt it? Because that is a entirely new learning curve.
That's right. I mean, fortunately, I'm an engineer. I was working on technology for
Super,
almost, I think,
super.
12 years before I got into the business side. So technology is my second pet, but I also have a very senior, technical
Okay.
co-founder who's built massive product and technology for hundreds of millions of people, across the globe. So I think creating something that's super useful was not that much of a concern, but the challenge was how do we marry medicine and technology, right?
Yes.
Because there are some times I don't want to talk to the app. I want to talk to people. I want to talk to an therapist. I want to talk to a doctor. And there are times I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be by myself and consume whatever content I want. I want to talk to the technology that doesn't judge me. So I think the beauty was because the team is very sort of diverse in its backgrounds. We were able to figure out where technology plays a role and where we will need a subject matter expert to play a role. So yeah, it's been an excellent experience. There have been times when our women have come back and said, you know what, I don't want to do this recorded session. I want to only do that. Then there are people who've gone to Uttarakhand for like months together where they've not been able to manage the time, or they've flown to the US, and the timings are not matching. So then they just use the app to become their digital
Okay.
companion. So I think we're there for every woman the way she
O-
needs it. And we're all ears.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was just an opportunity, but not a challenge to marry technology and
Super. I
medicine.
love the way you put it, that it was an opportunity. And tech always is an enabler. It is not
Right.
the ruler or the master, but it's always the enabler. And
Absolutely.
it's beautiful that you are managing the hybrid model where the human interaction is also there and the self-paced
Absolutely.
tech integration is also there. You also touched upon the content element. So I'm sure that plays a massive role in the education
Right.
aspect. So, can you talk to us a little bit about the role content plays in your services and offerings?
Yeah, I think content is a big piece of any offering, especially when it comes to intimate health, because there are times when you want to warm yourself up before you actually speak to anybody else. So, our content is a lot of education content, but it's also something that opens your mind up, and we've got a lot of, and our content is specifically for the phase of the woman. So, if she's in menopause, if she's going through hot flashes, there's content for her. If she's going through mood swings, there's content for
Yes.
her. And sometimes you wake up in the night at 2 a.m. Insomnia is one of the biggest symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. You wake up at 2 3 a.m., you cannot call any
Yeah.
doctor, you cannot wake your husband and your kids
Yeah.
up, right? So you tend to find the digital companion there, and then content plays a large role. We also have a B2B app, which is primarily for organizations, for their women and men employees across age
Okay.
groups. And that app, the Triva app, also is very popularly sort of accepted. It's basically an app that has a lot of content and programmatic journeys and some interventions in terms of, if we want it sort of on demand interventions. That has also seen a lot of traction because young employees as well as older men and women typically like consuming that content at their discrete
Hmm.
times.
That's so interesting because, yeah, I'm sure uh, with content, people feel that connection because
That's right.
everyone has their queries, and like you said earlier, you don't know whom to ask, and then the content
Hmm.
plays the grandma's role of having all the answer. So yeah,
Absolutely,
super.
absolutely.
So taking a little segue here and to talk about the industry per se, Swati, what do you feel are the unique challenges that the wellness and the health industry specifically is facing in the women vertical? What are the challenges and the pitfalls you've seen or you've experienced as a business owner in this space?
Yeah. I think we've been fortunate enough to work with people who have only supported us in our journey, whether it was our investors, my stellar team, through the ups and downs of what we've gone. I think I've been blessed to have the best team and the best investors. But having said that, there's a lack of focus on some fundamental aspects of our lives, and this is not just women. I think even men's health is grossly ignored, and especially in India, we feel like it won't happen to
Yeah.
us. It is so unless you get into a chronic care situation, you're not doing anything about it. And I feel that's slowly changing with at least my generation of the 40-50 year olds, right? We're saying, hey, we saw COVID, and we've seen our near and dear ones sort of pass away, and it's left such a bad mark on our minds that we want to take care of our health as well as the health of our loved
Right.
ones. So I think the industry is also looking at it in that way, and they're saying, hey, health is significant, you've got to do something about it. So I feel like the world's moving to that direction where they're thinking about
Right.
it. But having said that, there is still very little money that is invested in women's research globally. And this is not just about an India story.
Okay.
I think the global women's research, funds are very small and sort of no, almost minuscule in some areas like menopause. The second question, which I keep asking folks, is that people are funding early stage companies, but where are we in terms of the later stage funding,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we've not seen success stories which have been there for 20 years. So I think this like fintech was
Hmm.
a decade ago probably, is where we are looking at femtech in that path. So this, we will need more patient capital, we'll need more brand ambassadors for women's health,
Okay.
and I think we'll get there.
Okay.
But if you look at the global statistics, if you look at the investments that are happening globally, I think we've already started that trend, and India is soon catching up.
Mm-hmm. So this interest of investors to be associated with early stage companies and not having the patience to uh, go to the growth stage. So,
I won't say
hmm,
patience. I won't say patience. I'll say there are many early stage investors who've started
investing.
investing in women's health
Okay,
now.
women's
But there are still not many large or late stage
late stage.
investors who are investing.
Yeah,
So I think that'll take time.
yeah.
And the early stage investors who've taken their bets are not the investors who can support you through Series B, Series C.
Hmm.
So we need to have more offshoots, and that will happen with
With the
time.
time.
We've got examples of women's health companies that are doing very, very well right now, but we need many more examples to set
True.
that precedence even for late
True,
stage
true.
companies.
So, like Swati, you are addressing the issue of menopause. What other women health issues do you think need to be addressed at this point of time?
Yeah. See, there are a lot of issues like your PMS
Yeah.
issues, endometriosis, PCOS. I think every issue that the woman goes through in terms of hormonal imbalances is actually a very important or a critical issue to take care of. Now, in India, we do so much for infertility and pregnancy, but nobody takes care of the postpartum woman, right?
Yes.
I mean, I can tell you myself, I've had two babies and I had two kids, and I both times I suffered from severe postpartum depression, and I was able to get through it because my dad was is a gynecologist and was very supportive. He educated everybody in the family. Otherwise, people didn't know why I behaved a certain way. These areas where women are ignored, postpartum, other hormonal issues, um, I think menopause ke baad wala time also, when the
Yeah.
woman's wondering why am I aging and so on. So I
Yes.
think all these pockets need attention
Yes.
for sure. Also, chronic issues with women are very different, than men. So your cardiovascular issues, your diabetes, a woman goes through these very differently than a man does, right? So, special focus on women's metabolic issues as well as chronic care would actually help a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. Thanks for sharing that. And if the listeners are listening this, I'm sure they will be able to do something about solving these issues as well through their business solutions. So, getting into some interesting lane here now, Swati. Like you are a business owner, and every business owner needs to wear that seller hat, right? So,
Yeah.
does selling come easily to you? What's your relationship with selling?
Yeah, very interesting question, Roshni. Yeah. I I don't think I look at it as selling.
Okay.
I look at it as sharing the joy of what I enjoy, and so I don't sell stuff that I don't believe in myself. And like I said, whatever I've done at Elda, I have used those
Yes.
programs and products myself, and only then have I been able to tell our customers to use it. So I love sharing what gives me joy, whether it is my Vipassana practice or it is time spent with the kids or a book that I've read. People say that I just brainwash them and influence them to do certain things. But I think I love that because I just feel like happiness shared is happiness doubled,
Yes.
and sorrow shared is sorrow halved. So I
Yes.
think it's very important to get that passion
Yeah.
out. So I don't believe in selling. I believe in just sharing the
Wow,
joy.
that's a beautiful way to put it. Thank you so much for sharing that. And yeah, last question, which we always ask our guests, is what's your message to all the women entrepreneurs listening to Ace the Sales podcast? How can they fall in love with selling or sharing, as you've now redefined it?
Yeah, a good question. I think you fall in love with selling when you strongly believe in what you're selling. So keep the conscience clear and ensure you're building a product, service, or whatever your company has to offer with the utmost honesty. I think that's one. Second is, entrepreneurship is a very rocky journey. And you have to go through a lot of troughs to get to a peak where you say, hey, you know what? I think I've done something. And then back again, you're done. You're in the dumps again. So get ready for the roller coaster ride and try not to give up. I mean, try as much as you can. And that's what we do here. We try to push as much, and pushing is also selling because you're selling to yourself and saying, hey, you know what, Swati, this is worth doing,
Yes,
so
the next
keep
day will
at
be
it.
better.
Next day will be better, and selling never stops, or
Yes.
sharing the joy never
Yes,
stops.
super, super. Thank you so much for being here, Swati. And yeah, it's incredible to know the journey you've had with Elda Health and how you've built it. Thanks for sharing it and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Roshni. I loved speaking with
Yes.
you, and great luck to your listeners
Thank
too.
you.